Now we have come to the conclusion of measures of central tendency, and in this topic we will learn about percentiles. Now you may be wondering, what is this? It's sounding more like percentage. And what is the difference between percentile and percentage? Now percentage is an absolute term. This is an absolute term and this is a relative term. Now what is the meaning between absolute and relative? Now you have a question paper in math, and if a student says the student has got 90% score in math, it means the student is unable to answer 10% of the paper. So this is a good score. So 90% of the questions asked in the paper to the student is known, and the student has scored a good absolute value of 90. And of course, having mentioned that, 10% of the paper is not known to the student. So that is the understanding when you say percentage. But if a student says this is a score 90 percentile, then it does not mean the student knows 90% of the paper. It only means that 90% of the test takers have not done well, or I would use the term 90 test takers are below and 10% lie above. Having given you that, let me extend this. What is the meaning of percentile? It is the measure of central tendency that divides a group of data into 100 parts. This is a very important point. Number 2, the median and the 50th percentile have the same value. And number 3, it can be applied to ordinal, interval and ratio data, but you cannot apply it to nominal data, not applicable to nominal data. So having given you all this, let me do some questions. Now let me give you the steps that you need to take to calculate the percentile. First and foremost thing, you organize. It's a very important term in statistics. Organize the data in ascending order. Ascending order means in increasing order. Next, you have to, or you want to calculate the location of the percentile. Now, why do we need this? I'll give you that example so you'll have a better understanding. So that is given by a formula. I is equal to P divided by 100 times N. This is the number of data points. And this will give us the location of where exactly this percentile is located. Now there are I would say two important things that you will have to know. Now if you get I to be a whole number, then you will have to take the average of values that are at ith position and I plus 1th position. Okay, now if I is not a whole number, then the percentile is at the I plus 1th position. Then we just take the The percentile is located at I plus 1th position in the ordered array. So having given you that, let me go up and give an illustration. Okay, this is the score of students in a competitive exam, competitive test score, and we've been given 14, 12, 19, 23, 5, 13, 28, 17. So for what we need to do is we need to arrange them in ascending order. So what is the smallest score? 5, next comes 12, 13, 14, 17, 19, 23 and 28. So what is the formula? I is equal to P over 100 times N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Now, say for example, your cousin comes up to you and she tells you that she has given this competitive test and she has scored 30 percentile. Now you want to know what exactly that this 30 percentile corresponds to the scores that have been displayed here. Now 30 percentile is not 30 percentage. This is not equal to 30 percentage. That is why we got this formula. I'm going to put 30 there, divide by 100 times 8, cancel the zeros, you get 4 divided by 10, which is equal to 2.4. So this is the position index. I is equal to 2.4. Now clearly you can see that I is not a whole number, so the percentage is located at I plus 1th position. So the location of the percentile is I plus 1th position, and in this case 2.4 plus 1 is equal to 3.4 position. Now what is 3.4th position? Go over here, count 1, 2, 3, 3.4. You can't go into 3.4, so you rest at 13 or rest at 3. Now what score you get? 13. And your cousin has got a score of 13 marks. That's it. So 30th percentile over here corresponds to 13. Now imagine, as I mentioned to you, someone were to tell you 90 percentile. It doesn't mean the person has got 90 percentage. So that completes our study on measure of central tendency, and along with that we have studied a lot of important topics like mean, median, mode and percentile. So we will again meet in our next class where we will be studying on this portion. So like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until we meet again, thank you everybody.